Assalamu alaikum. Welcome in Freelearn Academy. In this video, I will tell you about the understanding of political ideology. That what is political ideology, how we will understand the political ideology. So to understand the political ideology, before this, we will go to the origin history of the term ideology. So, the origin and the history of the term ideology is a blur, vague, is not clear. But the word ideology was coined during the French Revolution by Tracy and first used in public in 1796. So, to understand the political ideology, we will focus on two basic questions regarding the political ideology in politics. It is clear whenever we understand the political ideology, firstly we should know about the politics, that what is politics and why politics. So according to the famous political scholar, famous political philosopher Aristotle, he quoted that man is by nature a political, a social animal. Man cannot live solitary life. Man is dependent on another man. So politics is that people can't live self-sufficient lives. They need the presence of other people if they are to survive and flourish. So in this sense, when more people are live together in one place, in one place within any group of mutually interdependent people, then differences will inevitably arise among them. When there are many differences arise among the mutually interdependent people among the people, so how these problems will be resolved? So it is the politics that resolve all these problems among them. So politics is the art of resolving these differences, ideally without resorting to force or coercion. It is based politics is about discussion, debate, talking, and listening and compromise, the political art, and as they are sometimes called. But why political ideology? So when these differences arise among the people, so this is the politics state resolve all those conflicts among them peacefully, without any coercion, without any use of force, without any use of physical force. After that, the question arises that this is the politics that resolve the problems among people. But why political ideology? So to answer this question is that within or between societies there are many differences, but some differences, those based on ideas, and principle, are harder to resolve than more practical problems. So, political ideology is for the purpose to resolve the ideological differences among the people, the principle, the ideals, the those differences which are more complicated than a practical problem. So we have an example. Through that example, we will understand the ideological differences among the people and how we will resolve those ideological questions among the people. So move to the next slide. This is a general example through which we can understand how we will resolve the problems, how we will resolve the ideological problem. So imagine there is a school, there is a town. In that town, there are many citizens that they are demanded to form to build a new school, and they demanded that we need a new school. So when they agree among each other that we need a new school, so the question arises at that time where the school should be built. So their question that how and where we will build the school, in which corner. So some want it located on the west side of the town, other on the east side of the town. So in this question, there are different opinions. Someone want to be built in the corner of the town. Someone want to be built in the east side of the town. Someone want to be built in the west side of the town. So a meeting is called to discuss and resolve the matter. Chances are that the town people will compromise and decide to locate the new school in the corner of the town if that option is open. This is a simple solution to a practical problem. So there were many opinions regarding the formation of a school, regarding to build a school. So The simple solution of that practical problem is there that the school should be built in the corner of the town. But suppose that the question arises, should the school be a taxpayer supported public school or a tuition supported private school? School is built on the corner of the town, so after there is another question, another differences arise among the people. Which type of school should be? Should the school be a taxpayer supported public school? Should be a government school or tuition supported private school, or should be a private school? So in the on these two questions differences arises, matters now ceases to be purely practical. So and ideological differences come quickly into play. Some citizens favor the former option, others the latter. So those in the first group contend that education is a shared public good that should be freely available to all alike regardless of wealth, income, or social standing. Those in the second contend, on the contrary, that the only real goods are private ones, paid for by individuals according to what they wish and what they can afford for their children. Others people's children are not their concern. So there are two opinions regarding the school. Should the school be a taxpayer or government school, or should the school be a private? So they both have their own arguments. Some the private school, the favor of the private school having argument, the private school are good in the sense that everyone free to get education according to his own ability. But on the other hand, the follower of the taxpayer, the government school, they have argument that education is the basic thing which should be equal to all. So here we have a very clear and we have a very real and deep difference of outlook traceable to different ideas, to ideological differences, not only about education but about individual versus shared responsibility, about public versus private, and so on through a long list. So the question is going into complex direction from practical political question to an ideological question. Such differences tend to be more interactable and perhaps even insoluble, in which case the citizens are likely to split the difference, compromise, and create a system in which public schools are available to those who want them and private schools are available for those who don't. So the question, the complexity is going in a complex direction, is going in a direction which will never resolve. But there are two possibilities. Two types of school are formed. One for those favor the private school, and one for those who don't favor the private school. Of course, matters are likely to be much more complicated than our simple example suggests. Consider, for example, differences arising out of the school's curriculum. After this, the first question was that where should the school be built? The second question was that which type of school should be? Now the third question is that what should student be taught in the school about the school curriculum? So the basic question, which is more complicated, which is more ideological than the practical political question, is that what should students be thought about the origins and development of different species, including our own? Should Darwin's theory of natural selection, often mistakenly called the theory of evolution, be taught alongside or instead of the theory of intelligent design? Or should be there a sex education, and if so, of what should be curriculum consist and at what age should it be taught? Should prayers and other forms of religious practice be permitted in the classroom, in a school, assemblies, and at athletic contest? So this is the more complicated ideological question arise among the different people, among the people of the town, about the curriculum of the school, which type of curriculum of school should be. Someone want to be taught the Darwinism theory of the natural selection in the school. Someone follow and someone want to be taught the religious education in a school, someone in favor of sex education in the school, someone in favor of athletic contest. So these are more complicated ideological questions than practical political problems. Needless to say, these are not hypothetical questions, but ones debated in school districts all across the nation. In focus on this line, one debate debated in school district all across the nation. This is more complicated question. All the schools of the district will debate it across the nation about the school curriculum, and they are in the end not merely pedagogical question but political question. They require some knowledge of ideologies and ideological differences if they are to be understood at all. So so these are about the understanding of political ideology. So how we will understand the political ideology? So on the basis of this example, it is a very simple example through which we can understand the political ideology. So there are only three major points in this example. The first one, a question about the practical political problem. The second one is simple ideological, and the third one is the more complicated ideological question. So, in the last, if we have no ideological knowledge, if we have no knowledge of ideologies and ideological differences, so we can't resolve this problem. So, we will resolve this problem on the basis of different ideologies. So, thank you very much. If you have any question, then ask in the comment section.